Okay, the time is 7:31. I'll call this regular scheduled meeting of the mayor and council to order. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2014. All members of the mayor and council are present. Tonight, for an invocation, I'll ask you to have a moment of silence for May Britt, one of the original Snellvillians who passed away recently. If you keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Now for tonight's announcements. The February 11th Board of Appeals meeting for tomorrow night has been canceled due to the weather. Also on February 12th, the Chat with the Artist has been canceled and rescheduled for February 19th. February 17th, we'll have a regular scheduled meeting of the Snellville Public Arts Commission at 5 o'clock p.m. in the community room here at Snellville City Hall. On February 23rd, you can watch a rebroadcast of this council meeting on Comcast Channel 25 at 6:30 p.m. And our next regularly scheduled mayor and council meeting is on February 24th at 6:30 p.m. work session and 7:30 p.m. meeting here at City Hall. The February 25th Planning Commission meeting has been canceled. Now for the pledge to the flag. Do I have William Patrick, who's going to lead us along with former Councilman Mike Sabag in the pledge to the flag? On the spot at the last minute, so I appreciate that. We now have no ceremonial matters. Under minutes, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the January 27, 2014 regular business and public hearing meeting?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The minutes stand approved.
Madam
That
Mayor.
was just a moment, please. That was Councilwoman Kraus that made the motion and Councilman Emanuel that made the second for the record. Yes, Councilwoman Bender.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to amend and add to the consent agenda 2 legal settlements, one labeled TISMA and one labeled certified. That is my motion to amend the agenda to add those under the consent agenda.
So for clarification, that would be A, acceptance of settlement agreement for 2385 Clower Street.
Yes.
And item B would be acceptance of settlement for 2315 Oak Road.
Yes.
There's a motion to amend. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Emanuel. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The agenda stands amended. We have no invited guests tonight. We have no committee or department reports. Seeing as there's no objection to the consent agenda, it stands approved. Under old business, we have public hearing, item A, second reading, consideration action on a homebrew special events ordinance. Chief or Mr. Davis, anyone want to give us any background information on this?
Well, basically, it's an ordinance, and I may have to defer to Tony because I haven't fully read it, but it's for the to allow people who brew beer at home to be able to give out samples of their beer at different activities without charging for it, so that no license would be required.
Does anyone have any questions for the chief? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion to approve this ordinance? There's a motion by Councilman Witz. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Emanuel. Further discussion of the council? This is on our public hearing agenda, so I'll now open the floor to any public comments. If you'd like to speak for or against this motion, please come forward and state your name for the record. See no public comment, I'll close that portion of the hearing. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, the motion stands approved 6-0. Moving on, under new business, we have consideration action on a resolution for Greater Eastside Chamber of Commerce. This is Resolution 2014-03. Whereas the mayor and council of the city of Snellville wish to acknowledge and solidify the relationship and contribution that the Greater Eastside Chamber of Commerce brings to the city. Whereas being established in fiscal year 2005-2006 as a Greater Grayson Chamber of Commerce, the name was later officially changed in 2010-2011 to Greater Eastside Chamber of Commerce in recognition of and in response to the understanding that three cities, Snellville, Loganville, and Grayson, are in fact one integrated business community. Whereas the Greater Eastside Chamber of Commerce is one of the organizations representing the Snellville business community, serving as a resource, integrating business and community efforts in the city through information and education of its members. Whereas the city of Snellville and its business community are enhanced through the efforts of the chamber and its relationship with the city government, and through the chamber's weekly NetLinks meetings and monthly business meetings held in Snellville. Therefore, the mayor and council of the city of Snellville do hereby resolve that the Greater Eastside Chamber of Commerce, representing the local business community, is hereby acknowledged as the official municipal chamber of commerce for the city of Snellville. Resolved this 10th day of February 2014. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2014-03?
So moved.
There's a motion by Councilman Bender. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Howard. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The motion stands approved. And I believe Mr. Dempsey is here with the Greater Eastside Chamber. Councilman Bender, would you like to present the resolution?
At least look like you like one another for a minute. Good Lord. Really?
Sure.
Just as a small token of our gratitude and appreciation for what the city of Snellville means to its business community, I'd like to just offer up a small token of our appreciation as well. So thank you guys, and we look forward to working with you to help build and grow the business community in the city of Snellville.
Thank you.
3-carat pendant. Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
And that was a short meeting tonight. That concludes our new business, and now on for council reports. Councilman Emmanuel.
We had a couple of interesting events, so to speak, recently. The Police Explorers went to Gatlinburg and competed with a bunch of other Explorer groups from other police departments around the area. They wound up winning 1 second and 2 third positions in different areas of expertise. And I think Chief might be able to expand on that. If do you have any more details?
There were explorers from all out throughout the Southeast, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina. There were more than 57 posts represented, so I think they did an outstanding job.
And some of our police officers were involved in terms of taking them up there and chaperoning them. And I think it's just another example of how dedicated our police officers are to making the police department the best it can be and raising the Explorer experience as well. Had another interesting experience on Saturday. I was a witness along with Bobby Howard and the chief to the world record attempt for one-hand clapping. And C.J. Russo did that over at Summit Chase, and it's kind of interesting. Apparently there's a Guinness world record for just about anything you can think of, and one hand clapping, and you have to have something with your muscles where they're very lax, because he just takes his hand and goes like this, and it makes a clapping sound. So you can practice that at home and challenge if you'd like.
He looks different than what Dave did.
A whole bunch different. And just a word on the weather. The city's going to do everything it can, but I think everybody needs to pay attention. These situations can change rapidly, and everybody needs to just take the utmost care. Make sure you're well prepared for whatever may happen. Hopefully this time we're so well prepared it'll just be a light rain and go on, but we just need to be prepared, keep our eyes open, and stay safe. Have a good evening, and hope you stay dry on the way home, and hope the rain doesn't come in too soon.
Councilman Kraus?
Good evening. SNAP, Snellville Neighborhood Alert Program, held their first board meeting last Thursday, February 6th. The chair is Tricia Rollins, and the board members are Chris Johnson, Debbie Roberts, Max Zurich, Marvin Choate, Captain Greg Perry, and myself. And the goal of this program is to assist in coordinating neighborhoods with representatives into an alert program that will in turn communicate with the Snellville Police Department. SNAP Facebook pages are strong with new members joining daily. This is a new program. It is being created to help prevent crime in neighborhoods, assist police in detecting crime in neighborhoods, and reducing the fear of crime and enhancing a police-community partnership. If you're interested in hearing more about the Neighborhood Alert Program, please get in touch with Tricia Rollins, who's sitting on the third row, or Captain Perry. And I also personally want to thank Captain Perry for all the extra time he spends speaking and educating the SNAP liaisons. This is a very, very positive program for our community. Also, today I had a meeting with our city attorney, Tony Powell, his assistant, Leslie Trimmer, and Officer Linda Nixon from the police department in reference to the solicitation ordinance. After today's meeting, I am very confident that we have ironed out the areas of concern and that the first draft should be available in the next 2 weeks. Once the first draft is checked, an instruction sheet will be prepared to accompany the ordinance and presented at a future council work session for discussion. My hope is to have the ordinance passed, permitting information at both the front desk of City Hall and at the police department, as well as the city's website, hopefully by late April. Erica? I just wanted to share this picture with y'all. Maybe. My friend texted me this morning and sent me this picture of her neighborhood. She said it was 7 degrees and they were expecting 5 more inches of snow today, and school was just delayed for 2 hours. And she was not looking forward to bus duty that she'd have to perform this afternoon with all the kids. So with that said, I guess we ought to be thankful that we don't have to endure this type of winter in Snellville. If you have not signed up yet for Code Red and you live within the city limits of Snellville, I urge you please to sign up as soon as possible. I also urge you to sign up for Nixle as well. Instructions are on the city website. Thank you for coming this evening. I wish you all safety during this week and hope you all stay warm. Good night.
Councilman Howard?
How's everybody tonight? Good? Come on, good. Everybody's loaded up bread and milk, right? We're good? All right. A little bit about the weather. Our Public Works Department and our Public Safety Department both are going to be out there in the midst of it. So please keep those folks in your thoughts and as we move through this storm. One thing sometimes we tend to forget is our neighbors. We got neighbors around us that sometimes they get caught up and can't get home or can't get wherever. So reach out to your neighbors, and maybe you won't be that neighbor that needs their help. So don't forget about your neighbors. Thanks to Jamie and your group with Greater East Side. You guys have always stepped up when our businesses here in the city have needed you, and we anticipate that relationship to garner nothing but strength as we go through continuing time. So just always so with that, I'll just end it on a note that I tend to always do, is that everybody shop local and be safe over the next few days. But as always just be safe. Thanks.
Councilman Witz?
Just want y'all to stay warm over the next couple of days and make sure you keep your cars in the garage if you can. One thing about the last storm, they were complaining about the city and the state not being able to take care of the highways. We really can't do that when they're full of trucks that are stopped. So the less number of us that are on the streets, the better chance they have of taking care of the roads. Have a good night.
Councilwoman Ben-
And I just want to echo the Nixle.com that Councilwoman Kraus just referenced. This is really a great service. If you haven't registered for this, it's nixle.com. Just go in there and put in the zip code. And the Snellville Police Department puts out alerts. You can choose to get them by text or by email. And they'll put out alerts to let you know if there's a traffic accident on 78 that has blocked a lane, or if an intersection is blocked. The last snowstorm that we had, they were very good about posting what the road conditions were, when Ronald Reagan closed, when it reopened, and you get it right there on your cell phone. So it really is beneficial. And if you're in and around Snellville a lot, it's worth it to have, because even just going out for lunch one day, you can figure out that you shouldn't go up 124 because there's been an accident at Fars Road. So it's very worthwhile if you'll go on and sign up for that. Otherwise, hope y'all stay safe. Don't take any chances you don't need to. And thanks for coming out tonight.
And that concludes the council reports. Now for the mayor's report. Echoing a little bit of what they said, this should have been in our announcements tonight, but City Hall staff has done an excellent job, the chief and Gay and her staff, making the determination that city services will be closed on Wednesday, so there will be no municipal court Wednesday, and City Hall will be closed Wednesday and until 12 o'clock on Thursday. As a precaution, we're going ahead and making that call now. So I appreciate all of staff's hard work to make sure our citizens and our employees are safe. I received an email today and then followed up and had some conversations with Walter Thompson, who is the assistant location manager for a film, Halt and Catch Fire. Many of you maybe saw him filming over in some of our neighborhoods a couple of months ago, in City Hall parking lot a few weeks ago. You may have noticed some of the 70s cars, but they've been filming this movie around the city for the past couple of months, and they're looking for some more locations. And he actually was referred to some locations outside of the city, but they've been so happy and so pleased by the city and the city staff that they want to try to find a location in the city. So it's always rewarding to hear good things like that about our city. Ms. Boykin, Lisa Boykin, who's the vice chair of the Snellville Arts Commission, has been working with Lisa Anders with the Gwinnett Conventions Bureau and Georgia Reel to try to establish a portfolio for the city of Snellville of different locations, so that when we have scouts like this, we'll have locations available for them, and hopefully we'll bring more film industry to the city of Snellville. It not only is great for people to talk about who they saw on our city streets, but it also helps our local businesses and our restaurants and our commerce here. So some good things are happening in our city. I also want to thank, and unfortunately my cell phone died and I can't read off their names. I want to congratulate South Gwinnett High School had 7 students that signed scholarships, student athletes that signed scholarships last week. And so these student athletes have worked hard for the past 4 years, and they're going to have a lot of hard work the next 4 years. And I want to congratulate them and commend them for being dedicated not only to their sport, but to their education, and wish them luck in their futures. I want to show you here some pictures of the plaques were posted on Facebook that our police explorers did. The explorers have always been wonderful to help and volunteer from our different, our Snellville Days parade, and they volunteered for the Martin Luther King Day March, and I know they help out throughout the city, and so we want to congratulate them in their efforts that they had this past weekend in Gatlinburg. Also want to thank, this is a picture from the circus Friday night. I'll show the next one as well. We had some kids that were able to attend the circus for free. They were special VIP guests Friday, thanks to Georgia Power and Mamas. That's the Metro Atlanta Mayors Association. Local mayors, we took kids, special needs kids, and they were allowed to invite their friends to the circus Friday night. We had a special VIP show before the actual circus. And it was a joy to see the smiles on some of these kids' faces, especially some of these special needs kids that wouldn't have an opportunity like this otherwise. So I want to thank Mama, and I want to thank Georgia Power for allowing us to do this each year. This is the second year I've participated in this event. Had to miss the chamber dinner, but I thought helping special needs kids was better than networking at the chamber dinner. So it was a great event. I want to thank everyone for that. And that is it. Please be safe going home tonight and the next couple of days. With that, I'll conclude my mayor's report and open it up for public comment. See none. Oh, my phone died. The time is 7:51, and we are adjourned. Have a safe trip home.